Hey everyone, my name is Charlie and welcome back to Dr. When, my YouTube channel dedicated to all things Doctor Who related. A few weeks ago I started a video series titled Writers of Who, where I review the Doctor Who related works of a specific Doctor Who writer, going into detail about their tone and style, as well as the quality of their episodes themselves. Well, I've talked about Mark Gatiss, Stephen Moffat and Russell T Davies. I might as well have a look at the current showrunner and the most controversial writer, Chris Chibnall. I really hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please like it. I'm also experimenting with the new editing software, so please do comment down below with your opinions on this new style, and your opinions on Chris Chibnall as a writer and showrunner. Now, let's talk about Chris Chibnall. Now, before I delve into the bulk of this video, I'm going to address something about Chris Chibnall, that being that he is the most hated Doctor Who showrunner and writer ever. More than Williams, JNT, Moffat, Gatiss, RTD, anyone combined. He sparked a war between Whovians and he caused a massive divide in the fandom. People say that his writing is bad, that his storylines are too woke, and that his characters are one-dimensional and boring. Here's my stance on his era. It's okay, it's nothing special, and it certainly doesn't reach the heights of Robert Holmes, Philip Hinchcliffe or Graham Williams, but it's still pretty good. Chibnall delivers either mediocre stories or sometimes powerful scripts that I love. His era is fine, and people in my opinion need to stop bashing it. If you hate it, tell me why in the comments. I would still love to hear some other opinions. Chibnall has been a long-time fan of Doctor Who, and he even appeared on the TV programme Open Air in 1986 on behalf of the Doctor Who Appreciation Society, criticising Season 23, Trial of Time Lord, quality a lot. He claimed that it was very routine Doctor Who, it doesn't feel interesting to watch. Funny that, isn't it? In 2005, Chibnall was appointed head writer and co-producer of Doctor Who's most successful spin-off, Torchwood, alongside Doctor Who showrunner at the time, Russell T Davies. He wrote 8 episodes for Torchwood in the first 2 seasons, which were usually hit or miss scripts, with powerful scripts like Countryside and Fragments, and weaker stories such as Cyberwoman and Exit Wounds. During his time on Torchwood, Davies commissioned Chibnall to write an episode of Doctor Who in 2007, specifically the unsuccessful 42. Personally, I love the story. It has an interesting plot that may not be the most complex, but it is chilling and surprisingly terrifying at times, especially the villain. It's a tense, claustrophobic story, and I love it. However, the public didn't really enjoy 42 much, and Chibnall wasn't commissioned to write a story for Series 4. In Series 5, when Moffat took over, he gave Chibnall a second chance, and Chibnall wrote the 2-part Silurian story The Hungry Earth and Cold Blood in the 5th series. It was moderately successful compared to 42 in the eyes of the public. Personally, I think that this 2-parter is a very good story, with vastly improved Silurian design without, wet paint dripping from it, and some very creative setting design with the Silurian city. It has a fast-paced plot despite its 90-minute runtime, and I think that this is really enjoyable to watch. The story's success gave Chibnall the opportunity to write 2 out of 5 episodes in the 7th season, in the first half anyway. The first of these is called Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, an episode that got mixed responses. Some claimed it was utterly abysmal, while others claimed it was a fun, cheesy episode that is enjoyable despite its flaws. I think I'm with the latter here, and although the side characters are too numerous and boring, I do think the plot is very fun and enjoyable to watch despite its flaws. The 4th episode of Season 7A is an improvement in the form of The Power of 3. It's an Earth-based mystery story about a host of black cubes suddenly appearing across the Earth. It's a strange concept that works well, however the resolution is ridiculous and completely spoils it. It's still alright, but not Chibnall's finest. Chibnall took a break during Capaldi's run, presumably to focus on his programme Broadchurch, before he was appointed showrunner in 2016, during the programme's year-long hiatus between seasons 9 and 10. People were excited, yet slightly apprehensive, due to the mediocre quality of his stories. However, in October 2018, when Series 11 began to air, people backlashed heavily, with horrible reviews and brutal comments on the first episode. In my opinion, the first episode, titled The Woman Who Fell to Earth, is a great story, giving us some great character moments, fun plot elements, and a surprisingly lacklustre villain, who doesn't ruin the episode per se, but definitely drags it down. People reacted slightly more positively to Chibnall's second episode of Series 11, The Ghost Monument, which saw the Doctor and her companion sent to the new planet of Desolation to find the TARDIS. It's a fun adventure story, in a way a throwback to the classic Marco Polo. Also, the new TARDIS is great if a bit dark. It's a solid 8 out of 10 story in my opinion, and several others are too. The fourth episode of this season, Arachnids in the UK, was criticised very heavily, and is probably the least liked story of Season 11. Even me, who doesn't dislike many episodes, didn't really like this one. The Trump-like villain Jack Robertson is boring for now. He gets a bit better in Revolution of the Daleks, but for now he's extremely dull, and the whole rubbish-dumping spider infestation plot is just so awfully dull and lacklustre that this 49-minute long story is very slow and difficult to watch. The fifth episode of this season, The Saranga Conundrum, received levels of negative criticism similar to episode 4, but I love this story. The Pating is a strange villain with a stranger name, but the story is exciting, tense, fast-paced, and claustrophobic. The characters, especially Ryan in my opinion, who is the least developed character ever, still gets to shine in this story, and for that I commend Chris Chibnall. He did an excellent job with this story. Chibnall, the showrunner, wrote the season finale, a one-part story titled The Battle of Ramsquat of Colossus. This was not received very well either, or just like Arachnids in the UK, I dislike this one thoroughly. Episode 10 is a prime example of a good concept executed badly. The villain Tim Shaw is only there so he has something resembling a season-long story arc, but he doesn't work on any level as a villain, and this finale was, I hate to say this, but a letdown. In the programme's history, the showrunner always writes the specials. This was the case in the 2019 New Year's Day special, Resolution. This episode got largely positive feedback, and I do agree. Resolution is an intense, action-packed special that does one thing that hadn't been done since 1988. It made the Daleks scary again. The new Dalek design is incredible, and the story itself is a pretty good teaser for the excellent improvement in quality of Series 12. As per usual, Chibnall wrote the script for the Season 12 premiere, a two-part adventure called Spyfall. The story received positive reviews mostly, and things were looking up for the programme after the failure of Series 11. Spyfall is a fun story that borrows elements from other stories and blends them into something fresh and unique. It's new and exciting, and I love it. A definite 9 out of 10. Surprisingly, Chibnall only wrote 2 stories for Season 12, the premiere and the finale. The finale of Series 12, titled Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Children, is an epic Cyberman 2-part story about them trying to rule Gallifrey alongside the Master. It sounds great, but this is the most controversial Doctor Who episode ever. I love it personally, the first part especially, and I do love the epic grand scale of it. Dewan's Master is a delight, and the Cyberlord's design is incredible. While the Timeless Child reveal is confusing, people you've got to stop saying it ruins canon and it has loads of plot holes, because in reality it doesn't really. I may do a video on it prior to Series 13, but for now I just like to say that this story gets way too much hate. Finally, Chibnall wrote for the most recent Doctor Who episode ever, Revolution of the Daleks, the New Year's Day special for 2021. It sees the return of Series 11 foe Jack Robertson as well as the Daleks, who are being repurposed as defence drones for the government. The Dalek Civil War aspects of the story are a nice throwback to 1988's remembrance of the Daleks, and the new designs in this are stunning. Another notable thing is the Doctor's speech whilst he tricks the Daleks into entering the fake TARDIS, where Jodie's acting abilities really shine through, and she has a first proper Doctor moment. This special did not disappoint. And there we have it everyone, the entire Chibnall era summarised in barely 10 minutes. Comment below with your opinions on my new editing style, as well as the Chibnall era and your opinions on it. This Sunday my fan series will return with Agent of the Daleks Chapter 2. Thanks for watching everyone, see you then, and goodbye.